Right now the crypto market is paying attention to hyperliquid, HYPE, which is currently trading around $34 and has pumped roughly 10% today. This strong daily move has caught the attention of traders because HYPE has been showing consistent momentum recently, and many investors are now starting to wonder whether this rally is just a short-term pump or the beginning of a much larger trend leading into the next crypto cycle. The reason behind today's price increase is mainly increased demand and strong trading activity. Hyperliquid's 24-hour trading volume has been very high, and the token has climbed into the top crypto rankings with billions in market capitalization. The circulating supply is roughly 257 million tokens, and the total supply is capped at about 961 million, which gives the project a significant valuation in the market. CoinMarketCap +1. To understand why investors are becoming bullish on HYPE, it's important to first understand what the project actually does. Hyperliquid is not just another meme token or small DeFi coin. It is the native token of the Hyperliquid decentralized derivatives platform, which focuses on on-chain perpetual futures trading. In simple terms, it aims to provide a decentralized alternative to centralized exchanges for leverage trading. Coinbase.com. This niche is extremely important in the crypto industry because derivatives trading is one of the largest sectors of the entire market. Billions of dollars in leveraged positions are opened every day across exchanges. If a decentralized protocol successfully captures a portion of that volume, the underlying token can gain significant value because it becomes deeply integrated into the platform's ecosystem. Another reason behind HYPE's strong performance is the massive growth of decentralized finance. DeFi continues expanding rapidly as more traders look for permissionless platforms where they can trade without relying on centralized exchanges. Hyperliquid has been gaining popularity among traders because of its speed, liquidity, and user experience. Some reports indicate that the platform has attracted billions of dollars in capital inflows recently, showing strong adoption across the DeFi ecosystem. As liquidity increases, the protocol becomes more attractive to traders, which in turn increases demand for the native token. ambcrypto.com. Today's 10% pump is also partially driven by technical market factors. Analysts have pointed out that HYPE recently attempted a breakout from a falling wedge pattern on the charts, which is typically considered a bullish technical signal. If the breakout continues, the price could potentially move toward the $36 range in the near term, which traders are currently watching as the next resistance level. fxempire.com. But beyond short-term price action, investors are far more interested in the long-term potential of HYPE, especially looking toward 2026. Crypto price predictions are always speculative, but analysts use several factors to estimate future price ranges, adoption growth, token supply, market cycles, and the overall expansion of decentralized finance. Looking at current projections from various analysts and market models, many forecasts suggest that HYPE could remain in a relatively wide price range over the next few years depending on how the project develops. Some projections estimate that by 2026 the token could trade somewhere between $24 and $40 in a moderate scenario, assuming steady adoption and stable market conditions. CoinDCX.com. However, more optimistic predictions exist as well. Some analytical models suggest that if Hyperliquid continues growing as a major decentralized derivatives exchange, the price could climb much higher. Certain forecasts estimate that HYPE might reach around $55 to $60 by the end of 2026, which would represent a significant increase from current levels. CoinCodex.com +1. Even more bullish scenarios come from analysts who believe the DeFi derivatives sector will expand dramatically over the next few years. In that case, HYPE could potentially reach $80 or more if adoption accelerates strongly and trading volume on the platform grows rapidly. TradersUnion.com. Another factor that could influence HYPE's future price is institutional interest. There have been discussions around potential investment products tied to the token, including ETF-style structures proposed by asset managers. If such products eventually receive approval, they could open the door for large institutional investors to gain exposure to the token. Reuters.com. Institutional access can dramatically change the trajectory of a cryptocurrency. We have already seen this effect with Bitcoin and Ethereum, where institutional investment has brought billions of dollars into the market. If something similar happens with hype, the token's demand could increase substantially. Tokenomics also plays an important role. Some proposals within the ecosystem involve reducing circulating supply through token burns. If a significant portion of tokens is removed from circulation while demand continues increasing, it could create a deflationary effect that supports long-term price growth. Coin market cap. However, investors should also understand that the crypto market is extremely volatile. Even projects with strong technology can experience major price swings. Hype itself has already shown this volatility in its price history. The token once reached a high around $59, meaning the current price still sits significantly below its historical peak. Coinecko.com. Because of this volatility, the path toward 2026 will likely include multiple corrections and rallies. Crypto markets rarely move in a straight line. Instead, they tend to move in cycles driven by liquidity, market sentiment, and macroeconomic conditions. Another factor that could shape hype's future is competition. The DeFi derivative space is becoming increasingly competitive, with several projects trying to build decentralized alternatives to major centralized exchanges. If hyperliquid manages to maintain its technological advantage and continue attracting liquidity, it could remain a dominant player. But if competitors launch faster or cheaper platforms, market share could shift. Regulation will also play a role. Governments around the world are still figuring out how to regulate decentralized finance platforms. Clear regulatory frameworks could encourage institutional participation, but restrictive rules might limit growth in some regions. Despite these uncertainties, many analysts still believe hype is one of the more interesting emerging tokens in the DeFi sector because it combines real trading infrastructure with strong liquidity growth. Looking ahead to 2026, the most realistic outlook for hype based on current forecasts places the token somewhere between $40 and $60 in a moderate bullish scenario, while extremely bullish scenarios could push it even higher if the platform becomes a major hub for decentralized derivatives trading. Of course, these predictions depend on many variables including market cycles, adoption rates, technological upgrades, and overall crypto market sentiment. For now, with hype trading around $34 and pumping 10% today, the market appears to be testing whether the token can break through its next resistance levels. If momentum continues and the broader crypto market remains positive, the current rally could be the beginning of a larger upward trend. And in the world of crypto, sometimes the biggest rallies start exactly like this, with a single strong day that quietly signals something much bigger may be coming.